Hello Internet, I am JKCK, and I'm going to run through my Day 4 territory battles. Be starting in the light side planet of Lothal. Me starting with this bottom mission. It's Jedi only. I like to use my Jedi Knight Luke lead with the Jedi Master Luke, General Skywalker, Grandmaster Yoda, and Ki-Adi-Mundi. I'm going to try and take advantage of Jedi Knight Luke's lead by putting my droid Deca mods on him to slow him way down. Since he's going to slow down the other team to his speed. So we'll go ahead and use the mass assist to give Jedi Knight Luke a bonus turn, and we'll stun everyone. Go ahead and steal their speed up with Yoda and spread it around everyone. So now that their team is super slow and our team is fast, which means we're going to be running circles around them. And the more specials you do, the more assists you call. And every time we do an assist, we get another stack of that buff that makes us stronger. I'm going to use this on the Recon Trooper, the mass assist. Should have enough time to get it back before the end of the phase. Oh, I really didn't want him to get called in because I wanted to steal that speed buff again. But oh well. We're just going to finish off Recon Trooper since he's so close to being dead anyways. Normally I'd be stealing the speed buff and passing around some more, but unfortunately since they already took the speed buff off of Scout Trooper over here, there's no speed to steal anymore, so we can't go ahead and pass around the buffs we still have left, but not going to be speed anymore. We're going to save the mass assist for the final move. That way we can go into the next round with a bonus turn. So we'll go ahead and go after the healer here. Everyone except for Luke, who does bonus damage against tanks, so I'll have him still basic on the tank. Calling Yoda because he gets bonus turn meter when he's called to assist. I'm just going to do some basics here. Back to basic on the tank. I'll try and get him down into the deep yellow with just basics. That should be good enough. So we'll go ahead and do the mass assist now. That way we're sure that Jedi Knight Luke's going to start off, and he can start off with his stun. We'll go ahead and steal that speed up just like before, pass it around, and again they're all slow, and we now have the speed up buff, so we're way faster than they are. I used again the mass assist. I think I'm going to use it on Recon. He'll be the next damage dealer. We had more damage in that mass assist than what it would take to kill off scout troopers, so this way we don't waste any of that damage. He's going to do a basic since he already has armor shred. Steal that speed up again. Pass it around, targeting recon trooper. That way we call the assist over there. Alright, we'll go ahead and go after Imperial Officer, but I am going to still use Jedi Knight Luke to basic on the tank there. Now we can call that mass assist since it's back up. And throw an armor shred here. And we'll steal that speed up again. Pass it around. Throw an armor shred over here. We'll stun them again. They can't do anything. Yeah, let's steal that speed buff one more time. We'll go ahead and finish him off, seeing as how this will be the last time we need to steal that speed up buff. Pass around for no real reason, seeing as how the fight's already over, but do a mass assist to finish it off. For this top right mission, I like to use my Jedi Master Kenobi. Bring in a Padme and General Kenobi, and then Cat. Cat's up here. Cat and Ahsoka Tano. Alright, we'll go ahead and put the immunity onto General Kenobi. That way he can, the damage immunity will make him so he can tank all this first round damage. And go ahead and put that on Kenobi. You want to watch the locked buffs on the other team. They already have 2 stacks on that healer. I'm not going to worry about it until he gets to 3, but the non-attacker units, they start getting up to 3 stacks. You want to snuff them out as fast as you can. The attackers, if they get 1, you should probably focus on them right away, especially if they get 2. They can do a lot of damage pretty quickly if you let that stack up. It's going to do a basic so we don't waste that. I'm not going to do the heal because we might need that later. Now I'm going to do that middle ability. Her jump is a insta kill the first time, so you know, I think I'm going to go ahead and use that on Stormtrooper Commander just to knock down those 2 stacks that he had. Alright, so now we've got a single one over here on the left, so we want to make sure, even though that one on the right, the Scout Trooper on the right is almost dead, we're going to go after the one here on the left since he's got a stack of that locked buff. Okay, now we'll finish this guy off with a basic. go to the other scout trooper, then the recon trooper. I'm actually going to put this one onto Cat to refresh her cooldown so she can do her force leap again. This guy's almost dead anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and put this on Stormtrooper Commander, get that armor shred there. I'm going to save that mass assist. We're almost done with the round, so I'd like to have that for the next wave. So we're going to do a basic here. And Commander did get another stack, but he's dead now, so. Alright, so I'm going to do that middle ability so I can start building up my ultimate meter again. Oh, it didn't. It must still be an ultimate. So I guess we'll just go ahead and do basics to finish this off. Alright, so first target's going to be the Scout Troopers again. I was going to take that speed up off the other guy too. So we're going to go ahead and insta-kill that guy. Put our damage immunity onto... Oh, that was kind of a waste. He's about to take a turn, so he's going to lose that damage immunity. Oh well. We want to go after this Scout Trooper since he had the locked buff on him. And we'll go ahead and do the event AE to get rid of everyone's defense up buff that they had. Yeah, I guess we're going to ultimate. Get some more assists going. Notice the officer there has 2 stacks, so he will, if he gets a 3rd stack, he's going to become the priority target, but he'll be the next target after we finish off Recon Trooper anyway, so. Alright, so now he's the main target. I'm still going to save that heal just in case we do need it. Do a force leap, get a stack armor shred on him. Alright, now that he's dead, we'll go after the healer. And then finish up with the tank. Alright, I do not have the Phoenix team, so we will now go to the fleet mission. I've got my Profundity in operations, so we'll be using Raddus here, which is a perfectly fine. This is probably the easiest fleet mission in territory battles. Can win it with almost anything. I'll take Rey's Millennium Falcon, Poe's ship, MG-100, Comeuppance, and Resistant X-Wing. And you don't really need anything beyond that, but I do normally bring in Clone Sergeant and Jedi Consular Starfighter just in case. But this fight almost never deviates from the normal. You will oftentimes lose your tank during this fight, but it's not a big deal. You still end up winning. Say about half the time you lose your tank. So we'll go ahead and do the wiggle with BB-8. Then I'm just going to do a basic here, because you want to wait until you get this middle ability, this 3rd ability here, that gives deflector shields to everyone and gets them to start having foresight. Once you have foresight, you want to start spamming your specials, because if you do a special move while you have foresight, then you reduce the Raddus's ultimate cooldown. So Just going to spam those specials onto Imperial TIE Bomber here. We're going to try and kill him off. Do the wiggle. Bring in Comeuppance. Call the mass assist. That's going to kill off TIE Fighter. So now we're going to try and kill off their TIE Advance before he can do too much damage to us. Do that middle ability again, spamming specials. Go into offense mode. Use the special, it doesn't really matter who you put it on. I guess we'll put it on Rey. I'm going to do the middle one, do her AE damage. And that middle one, big damage, should kill him off pretty easy. Pretty straightforward. So that finishes off Lothal for us. We're going to move over to Kessel. We'll start in the upper left mission. Going to use my Lord Vader team with some leftover Empire. So I'll be using Piett and Scout. And then I'm out of Empire because that team I'm going to be using in Dark Side. So we'll switch over to Sith and we'll bring in Dooku and Malak. I'll make sure I've got mods on Malak. I steal his mods for other people pretty regularly. And this is a full auto team. Basically, Lord Vader's dots just overpower the other team and wipe them out pretty quickly. I do like to try and spread stuns around so that we don't take as much damage. Part of the nice thing of having Dooku here, since he'll be doing I should have taken it off auto a little bit sooner. I was going to try and keep him from wasting that nice AE damage. If I was manually playing, I would have finished it off with a basic, but that's all right. It's a full win, an auto full win, so whether you're targeting or trying to optimize things, it's still going to end up being a win. Lord Vader's dots are just too powerful, and they can't really chew through the rest of the team in time. I mean, some of the members will die, but it's not going to be in time to save them. Alright, so we'll move over to the Jabba mission next, here in the center. I'm going to bring in Boba, Krrs, and I'm going to bring in Bossk this time, because I have been bringing in Hondo, but I'm going to steal him for another mission in Dark Side. So we'll finish up with veteran smuggler Chewbacca. And so I generally use Jabba's third ability, and then I do 2 basics, and then his third ability and 2 basics. Every once in a while I might use the something else. But the main reason for doing that is it's going to make the non-tanks stealth, and that forces the enemy team to only target your tanks. And Krrsantan is relatively resilient, so it's going to help him. We'll go ahead and target one of the guys with the thermal detonator. Since he can't stealth anyways, might as well go ahead and call mass assist in. And do the thermal detonators again, and then it'll be basics. If they kill off Boba, it's not that big a deal. They probably won't kill off Krrsantan, but if they kill off Boba, you're still going to get you're going to get him back at the beginning of next wave, because that's just part of Jabba's kit. He brings people back. We're going to target the people that have thermals as much as possible, so that they get we get to ultimate. Yeah, I guess we'll just go after this main guy in the middle. I got 3 stacks of that event special on Jabba now, so I'm going to go ahead and do the event special next. Get rid of his stacks of confusion. Alright, and we reached contract. Thermals ought to kill that guy off, so I'm just going to let him. Alright, and now our damage is ramped up because we made contract, so we'll go ahead and do that third ability. Basic there. I'm going to use the event special to get rid of that stack of confusion going in, and he died of fright. Alright, so let's do a basic here. So this is one of the only times where I actually am going to use the ultimate on Jabba, but first I'm going to use his third ability to get 6 thermals on everyone. Then we'll go ahead and we'll attack young Han Solo while we can. And then when it gets back to being Jabba's turn, we're going to use the ultimate on L337, because L337 could be a real pain to get through. So, take L337 out. She likes to do a whole bunch of healing to the team. And we're going to go ahead and use the third ability on Jabba, or on Boba here. It's one of the only times he's not going to do a basic, because I want to make sure we get rid of young Han. And now we'll just go after Vandor, because Vandor can spread that prepared around, allow people to start coming back, being auto-revived, spread more thermals around. Go and do the mass assist here. Go do the event special. Throw some thermals out. Alright, now we'll go after, it doesn't really matter, young Lando or Kira. They both can do some decent damage, so I just go after whoever is lower in health, which happens to be young Lando right now. And then we'll finish off with Kira. And the ultimate's up, so we might as well use it since it's the last person in the fight. So now we'll go to this top right mission. I like to use my some of my Spectre here anyways. Use my Ahsoka Tano, Ezra Exile, and Fulcrum. And then it doesn't really matter who you finish the team out with. Honestly, Ezra Exile's enough. You can fill out the rest of the team with garbage. I'm going to take Cassian and Plo. And they are complete filler units. They fulfill no purpose other than to die in wave 1. And you can just put it on full auto. Most likely everyone will die except for Ahsoka and Ezra, but they are more than enough to destroy the other team. Ahsoka just has too much protection and health regen going on, and her constant counterattacks just whittle the team down really quickly. But yeah, the thermals that the guys in the back throw are probably going to whittle down the rest of your team, but they shouldn't be enough to really even put a dent into Ezra and Ahsoka. A little impressed that Plo is holding up as well as he is. And nothing really changes in Wave 2. I think they add one more Rodian in the back, but fight goes exactly the same. Yep. So I do, once we get done with the Pike Sentinels, I like to target one of the Rodians in back. That way we don't spread the damage around. Just kind of helps speed up the end of the wave if you focus them down one at a time. And if you leave your targeting reticle floating, you'll end up having armor shred on this one, and then armor shred on that one, and armor shred on the other, and just feels like it takes a little bit longer that way. Alright, so we'll target the other one who's out of his bonus protection already, so he should be a... No, he's out of his bonus protection now anyways. It should be a faster kill. And on to the last guy. Alright, so that finishes off the ground combat missions. I do not have the team for the special mission, so we'll be going on to the fleet mission. Use the Executor here. Bring in my Houndstooth and Punishing One. And then reinforcements will be Xanadu, Slave 1 IG-2000, Razor Crest. Really never use Razor Crest here. So you want to target their Xanadu. Go ahead and do a basic, and then we'll do the mass assist, get some damage downfield on target locked opponents. Let's do a basic again. Going to call the assist. The death mark is very enticing, but I'm going to do the special to make sure that we get taunt onto Houndstooth, because Punishing One's special forces taunt. We're going to bring in Xanadu. That gives us some retribution, which is going to help us get to the locked buffs faster. We're going to go ahead and call Punishing One. Now we will get that death mark onto Xanadu there, just to try and get them killed off. They're one of the only AE damage ones, so they have the ability to hit your other people who aren't taunting. We don't need to force taunt on anyone just yet, so let's go ahead and do a basic here. Trying to get our locked, there we go, we've got the locked debuffs up, so now we can't lose taunt anymore. At this point it becomes not impossible, but a lot harder to lose the battle. And just do basics. You definitely don't want to do anything other than a basic on Kessel with Houndstooth, because that you will lose the ability for taunt. Since they have the locked debuffs, we can go ahead and bring out Slave 1 right away, and we can do the bomb for some really nice big damage. And now that they have their Slave 1 out on the field, he becomes your priority target, so we will call in Xanadu for a double tap. And we're going to do the mass assist on him to get him out. Oh, I wasn't quite enough to kill him, but basic will be. Call in Punishing One, see if we can't finish him off. Basic should. Alright. I'll try and kill the Razor Crest. or at least for the first time. I'm going to save that death mark for IG-2000 because he's pretty close to dying anyways. And we'll just bring in our IG-2000. Like I said, my Razor Crest stays on my bench most of the time. I'm going to go ahead and just go after the Ebon Hawk, but now that I have the death mark here, I will put that on their IG-2000. He can be hard to kill, but once he has death mark and takes the extra damage, it dies really fast. And then we'll just finish off with Ebon Hawk. You can put it on auto. There's literally no way you can mess it up at this point. That's pretty smooth, easy win. Alright, so that finishes Kessel for us. We'll move over to Haven class medical station. Going to be doing 2 fights here this time. This one here is probably the easiest mission on Haven. Grand Moff Tarkin plus Darkside clones works here, but it isn't the most reliable win. I'd say I only get a 2-2 about 50% of the time, and that's when I put my raid buffs on, or my raid mods on, which I am going to do. Makes my team faster and hit harder, and even then that's sometimes not enough to win this mission. But seeing as this is one of the zones that we're trying to get stars in today, I want to do my best to win this mission. That's right, I changed something recently, so I think I've been stealing that potency buff from R2. I need to change that in my mod loadouts. Alright. So they take a whole bunch of turns right off the bat. Essentially what you want to do is you want to try and get at least one person killed. Looks like this guy on the left. This guy on the left is going to stealth, so we'll go up to this partisan fighter. Just want to try and put as much damage downfield as you can. Call your assists. If you can get him killed before he gets done with Order 66, he's got, this is already going south. They started the healing chain. There's 3 healers there. Just not enough damage with the mind buff with only from Tarkin. I really don't want taunt on Scorch because I want them to kill my, if anything, I want them to kill Nightfall. That's kind of what helps you to win this one, is if they start focusing on Nightfall. Let's see, we've got Order 66 there, so do a little bonus damage on him, and he's stunned, so he can't actually take advantage of that retribution, but we need to kill him before they start healing him again. Alright, so this guy has death marks, so now we're going to go after him. Let's see, and we need to use the event special on our Scorch because he's got 8 stacks of that Mind Worm. Alright, so we were able to kill off the one healer, so this is okay. We'll have to soak a counterattack here. Yep, and they killed off our Scorch, which kind of sucks, but I'm just going to keep on doing some basics here. Let's see. Guess we'll go after the healer. Those bombs out. I'm going to keep on trying to save that for the next round. Although now that they killed this guy's clone trooper off, might just go ahead and use it now to hopefully finish off this round. I think I will. I've got 6 stacks. That should do some good damage. Alright, well, we will go after Rex off the bat. Yeah, since we don't have Disguised Clone Trooper anymore, no one's going to be doing the magnified damage on Order 66, so we probably won't be able to kill off Rex. What we're going to be hoping for is that Rex decides to do his Rexilate, or for that matter, anyone who's going to be doing big damage decides to kill off Nightfall Trooper. That way they get Death Mark. They are not obliging so far, so this wave is probably going to go downhill. But and since they already killed off Appo, we aren't going to get our Nightfall Trooper back. Yeah, this isn't going to work out. Oh well. It's a 1 out of 2. It's better than nothing. Probably should have done the Mind Buff in Wave 1 and the Make It Rain from Moff Tarkin 1 turn earlier when I still had Disguised Clone Trooper. So we'll go ahead and try this battle to the right. My second account, I've been using this team, so hopefully it works here. So I'm doing Baylan, Shin, and Merrick with the Omicron, and then Hondo and Malgus. Make sure I didn't steal any mods from these guys when I did that. Alright, they've all got mods, so alright, so now that we get a turn, we can go ahead and start calling in Merrick to hammer down on some of these guys. Merrick does a ridiculous amount of damage. They just got a bunch of buffs, so we'll go ahead and use that third ability to dispel all of their buffs, and again that calls in Merrick. Gonna use his saber throw to see if he can kill off those 2 wounded guys, which he didn't. Let's see, she does 1 attack here. Yep, which does damage to everyone. So that was able to kill off the one. His basic should kill him. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and bring in the droid. And that guy's already stunned, so I'm actually just going to focus on the other guy. And oMarrok. And then a basic should finish this round off. Yeah, Marek just does a ridiculous amount of damage with the Omicron. So we'll go ahead and target Rex. Go ahead and get our taunt going. It's nice that drew that Rexilate ability immediately. It's going to go ahead and put the healer over there. Oh. Don't. Let's do a basic. I don't think that'll kill him. Alright, now we can target off. Whew. Didn't really want to kill off that partisan fighter. Let's try and take out Rex now. And now we're going to go after Ezra. Yeah, heck, we can go and throw an armor shred on Kanan there. Alright, now we're back to Ezra, oMarrok. And we'll go after Chopper. And the healer's out of captive, so we can go ahead and... The last guy doesn't matter anyways, but... Alright, it's a pretty smooth win. That's all I can do here. So we'll move over to the bonus planets. In Zepho, we only have the Genetic Cow mission open. Gonna use my Rebel team, Commander Luke Skywalker team. Normally I wouldn't use Commander Luke Skywalker himself, but since I put Chewie into platoon stay, I will be using him. And then Han and C-3PO and Threepio and Chewie. So we're going to start by stunning the Purge Trooper and then using Han's third ability to give everyone full turn meter. Call in Jedi Knight Cal to take off that taunt. And I'm going to do a basic here, put slowed speed down. Then we'll go and try and blind people. See, got two guys on the right didn't get blinded, so we'll kind of go after them more preferentially. Do his first ability there. Let's go to basic. I'm going to go ahead and do the damage, just try and spread some damage around here. Try and stun the guy on the left. And try and knock some turn meter. This guy on the right is primed for Luke to be able to stun him because he's got both speed down and defense down. So a basic should stun him. Alright, we will keep damaging him since he's almost dead anyways. And let's see. I'm going to call Luke in on this guy to try and give him some of the defense down. Okay, so now he's primed to be able to be stunned. We'll call in to the special on Luke. Let's do a basic here. Don't think this guy has defense down yet. Okay, now he should. We'll finish off Purge Trooper there. We'll go back and we'll do the first ability again. That should hopefully stun them again. If you keep them stunned, then you won't have to worry about a probe droid being summoned. So a basic here should stun him since he already has speed down and defense down. If you keep them stunned, then when they do take their turn, like I said, you'll never end up having to deal with the probe droid. We'll do that third ability to give everyone the nice offensive buffs. Basic here, we'll do the insta-kill. We'll do the insta-kill over here since he's out of stun already. And then we'll keep on attacking this guy who is almost dead anyways. And we'll just try and finish this up with some basics. Okay. Wave 2 is kind of the same thing, just basic here. Do the blind. These guys are pretty resistant, so you're probably not going to be able to stick many things on them. Going to offensive mode. Try and stun one of these guys, but maybe we can at least kill him off. Well, now that I'll go ahead and dispel that taunt, so now we can go after second sister. We'll do the insta-kill on her, because she's definitely more dangerous. And then we'll just do the mass assist and call them all in. That should finish it off. Yep. So it's a pretty easy control-based team. And like I said, that's the only mission we have open here, so we'll go over to Mandalore. And the only team I have right now is for the open mission up here. I like to use my Jedi Master Mace team. Depa and Jocasta, Temple Guard, and Aayla Secura. Again, gonna make sure I've got all my mods. I didn't yoink any. Nope, everyone's good. And this is a full auto team. Yeah, the only real guided targeting I do is after Veers is dead here, I try and preferentially go after the scout trooper if he's not stealthed. Or if we get stuck behind taunt on probe droid. So I'm just kind of waiting for us to pull stealth off of Scout Trooper so I can attack him. Like that. And now he's back in stealth, so we have to wait. And we got him with some AE damage. So in the second wave, pretty much want to go after Moff Gideon. If you can get taunt off him, I do kind of like trying to take some stacks off of Dark Trooper over there, because if he attacks anyone other than Temple Guard, he can start doing some pretty hardcore damage to you. So he can take out Depa or Jocasta in one shot. Now that he's dead, Dark Trooper is definitely your most dangerous target on the field. We have damage immunity, so it doesn't hurt quite so much after you've got someone dead. But I'm going to go after Death Trooper. Actually, Scout Trooper is visible, so we'll go after him. Now we'll go after Death. And the Stormtrooper, if Scout Trooper doesn't come out of stealth, then we'll just have to kill him with AE damage. That's a really consistent win. I use that on both of my accounts on all 3 days that we're in Mandalore. I could technically do the fleet mission here, but it's It's easiest with Leviathan or Profundity. Leviathan's probably the best ship. I have both of those in operation, so the only thing I have available to me is the Chimera. And I don't find the Chimera... You can win it with the Chimera, but I don't find it as reliable. And since we aren't getting a star in Mandalore, there's no sense doing missions that are only so-so win rate. So we'll have plenty of points to get that to max preload tomorrow and then start on day 6. But if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and stick around. I'll be doing my full run on Darth Balls, where he's got some better teams, so I'll be doing most of the combat missions there. Thanks for watching.